This is going to be a very different video. This is my open letter to Star Wars theory. Now, I'm not one for drama, and I certainly hope that this doesn't result in such, as I bear no ill will towards theory. In fact, I'm very much hoping that this is a teachable moment. Of course, this is in response to these tweets. Now, I can't account for every single response that he's gotten, and I'm not going to say that his response is unwarranted and that absolutely no one was being toxic. Of course, toxicity can come from both sides. But first and foremost, there exists no Lucas cut. The man sold Star Wars for a reason, to be with and focus more on his family, and to escape from the fandom that hated on the prequels that drove the actors themselves into depression. But I also have to say, the sentiment of his response bears a larger social signal. It signals someone who is out of touch with their own power and the responsibility that they carry. So, dear Star Wars theory, you are quite possibly the biggest Star Wars creator. You have a massive platform, and with that comes a huge responsibility. I don't need to quote Spider-Man, and I don't think you've quite fathomed that yet. Too often have I seen you try to shirk responsibility or offload the blame elsewhere when there has been pushback on some of the comments or the ideas that you promote. As someone who has grown tremendously over the past year, I am now hyper aware of my own responsibility as a creator and how my message affects the community at large. So I can only imagine how much more of this weighs heavily on you, and you may not even realize it, or you may have already realized it. It is my firm belief that as creators, people with influence or people with platforms, we must use that platform healthfully and responsibly to uplift the voices of those who enjoy and love the sequels and all of Star Wars. But typically, as of late, it seems like you are disenfranchising them, sowing seeds of discord and division. You promote YouTube channels that have historically false information, fake news, and in whose business model is centered around negativity and the firing of Kathleen Kennedy every week. These views may align with yours, but at the end of the day, the promotion of such hatred and deceit is having a counterproductive effect on the fandom. You may think that this is holding Lucasfilm accountable and criticizing so that they do better, but all it does is make them resent you. And instead of peaceful, respectful, and constructive criticism, makes it seem as though all they're dealing with is fans having temper tantrums. I've had the privilege through my own platform to speak to many different fans with many different movie rankings and many different perspectives, and it has made me appreciate my own views and rankings even more, but more importantly, their views. There is a reason that every single movie ranking in existence is different from one another. We all have different perspectives and interpretations, and that's beautiful. We cannot invalidate one view in favor of those that align with ours. We have to understand everyone. We don't have to be shills, and I certainly am not one. I'm certainly capable of holding criticisms of the things that I love without tearing it down, and with it, the fan base. I largely enjoy the sequels, and TLJ is behind Empire Strikes Back for me, but it does not keep me from criticizing it or pointing out their apparent flaws. And this is true for all movies. Not a single Star Wars movie is perfect. You and I both know that certain hatred devolves into vitriol, and then to downright toxicity. And of course, the invalidation of fans who enjoy the movies and have found a connection and bond with them. And while you may personally dislike the sequels, and that's fine if you do, the more you push that hatred, the more and more you alienate the fans that love them. Do you have to like the sequels for the sake of those fans? No. But the message should never be that those fans are incorrect. No one is right or wrong. It's all about the message you choose to perpetuate given your platform. In the end, it's not about me, and it's definitely not about you. It's about the kind of fandom that you wish to create, nurture, and cultivate. Positive fan base that's capable of critique, acknowledgement of flaws, and engaging in civil discourse and respecting other opinions, or a divided fan base that masks hatred, negativity, and toxicity behind the wall of criticism. You've got the biggest platform, hence the biggest responsibility. So when people are pushing back, it's time for a bit of introspection and reflection. For this is your moment in the dark side cave. This is your trial. Looking at yourself or looking at the mirrors, facing the dark side, choosing whether or not you bring your weapons with you. How do you come out the other end? Do you come out the other end? Who knows? Only you do. There's one certainty that I do know in all of this, and that certainty is that Star Wars is for everyone. We are all the Republic, the light and life. May the Force be with you.